What's up, Jet fans? Some pretty significant NFL news. Christian Wilkins, veteran defensive tackle, has been released by the Vegas Raiders, terminating his contract with a designation of vested veteran, and they're voiding the remaining $35.2 million of guaranteed money left on his deal. Now, there's going to be some legal stuff between him and Vegas to try and get some money, I'm sure. But regardless, he is a free agent who can sign with any team as of now. Now, of course, reading that, allegedly threw in the towel on his foot injury. He is 29 years old, right? Big name, but has had declining play. And that is the type of player that the Jets have bet on the past couple of years, and it's bit them. And Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji have completely changed course. So it definitely doesn't seem to vibe with the type of player that Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji have added so far, right? For sure. But I think when a player who has been this good in the league becomes available at what I still believe is the Jets' probably biggest weakness at defensive tackle, I think you have to make some due diligence phone calls in terms of like a 1-year cheap deal. That's not a ton of risk for a player like Christian Wilkins. Now, did he really throw in the towel on his recovery? Did he just get paid and lay down? Was he a problem in the locker room? Glenn and Muji will have the connections to try and get answers to satisfy those questions. So I don't know if he's a problem in the locker room. I do know he was a problem at Clemson on the field. I do know that he was a problem on the field in Miami, quite significantly so. Playing him twice a year, the New York Jets, man, he was dominant. I don't care what the sack numbers say. Christian Wilkins is a bad dude in Miami. And seems like he's fallen off a bit. Injuries, like what's the status of the foot injury? I mean, he's a 300-pounder with a foot injury. It could be a non-starter. Like his career could be over. So there's lots of different ways this could go. I'm not sitting here pounding the table saying bring in Christian Wilkins and go against everything you've done so far this offseason. But you got Byron Cowart starting next to Quinnen Williams on the depth chart right now, who I actually think is kind of decent for a player they picked up for nothing. The Jets do have Derek Nottie, who's had seasons as a solid rotational run stuffer in this league, and they have a couple of UDFAs who could turn into something. So it's not to say I dislike any of those signings for the money and the investments. I think those were pretty good moves, but it's still just looking at the depth chart. I think if we're being honest, there's not really a starter next to Quinnen Williams that you feel good about. And if Christian Wilkins is 60% of the dude I remember playing in Miami, and if Glenn and Muji make their calls and they think it's a risk calculation worth making, then that'd be cool. But I would imagine probably not. Just player of this magnitude comes available in the summer, position of need. Felt like it was worth making a video on, but probably unlikely the Jets go this route. And we'll talk all soon.